King has it within him to overcome every adversity life can place before him. All he needs is for us not to rescue him from the adversity.
No, but listen, I hear what you're saying, but King also gets, he's a very nice, sweet, loving kid, but somehow he can find himself in places, in predicaments that he do not need to be in, and it's not his fault. Like, but I don't feel like he should be a child to be picked on.
Listen, sweetheart,
it's different though. Because
this is what I'm trying to tell you. From being a man, and starting as a young man, I know from 13 to 21, those are years where you're coming into a alpha position, and a lot of you're around other guys who are also coming into an alpha position. So there is a figurative battle or conquest between who is actually, the most alpha of them all. And, of course, it's all ego, and it means nothing when you actually graduate and get to the real world. But at that stage in their life, that is an actual... It's a rite of passage.
Yeah.
You can't take that away from him.
I don't think it's taking it away from him. He's already been through it. Some of it. And
he gotta go through it till he go through it.
No, he don't. Not our kids, all the rest of our kids didn't really go through it.
See, that's what I'm saying, because that wasn't their journey. This was for him. This is his journey for him.
He's a different kind of kid. Like to me, you know what I'm saying?
King is the most rambunctious of all of our children.
I understand that.
Yeah, so I feel like he is not, he can't take all the pressures of, people
that
out
ain't
there.
true.
It's hard.
That's not true that he can't take the pressure.
He can, but
this is what she mean to say. He ain't going to stand for no disrespect. He not going to let nobody say nothing he don't like, do nothing he don't like to him, violate him in any way, and it's going to be consequences behind that. Now,
I know,
but
I got a daughter like that.
But all of that is necessary to establish your place in society as a young black man. All of that stuff is necessary. He really just sharpening his sword for when he get out there into the real world to have to deal with real adversities. These are just tests.
Yes.
Which he can pass.
Yes.
He just needs you to not take him out the classroom.
Yes.
Because, he wasn't prepared for the test.
I understand, because as a mother, it's like, that right there, I don't think I want them to experience that.
It's the physical fights that she don't like.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's going to be some of that.
But see, the thing is, for him, he got into a fight. It's all over the internet. So, whoever he's fighting, he got a lot of play on this fight. Mm-hmm. So now I feel like, every day I come around, they call him King got into it. He about to fight again, this, and that. So it's like, people are like, oh, yeah,
that's all right.
target King.
Yeah, they want to
target. Guess what?
That's cool.
Man,
it's not cool.
Now, guess what? All of that happens until the moment where something happens to show everybody King ain't the one to target. So now I happen to trust in that moment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I know he got that moment in him. I know him and the resources around him, what we have taught him, what we've instilled in him, what we've allowed him access to. And the fabric of material he was born around. He insulated. Whether the people who approaching him know it or not. But if you ain't, financially stable enough to uproot the lives of you, your mama, your grandmama, your brothers, your sisters, your whole family, I suggest you let that shit alone. Because that shit is a generational curse.
Yeah.
It would be generational warfare behind that. Like the Capulets and Montagues. So therefore, and see the thing is, Capulets and Montagues were both wealthy. So if you have one wealthy family and another that, is still finding their way, it is irresponsible to move forward in haste and lack of necessity, just out of an ego purpose, just to try and, like you said, get popular. That is an irresponsible. And as young men, Because most young men, their first responsibility is their mother. You see what I'm saying? So now you put your mama in a position where you got, man, come on, bro.
Yeah, but
you can't do that.
Most young teenagers ain't really thinking on that level. What you thinking like, oh, if I do this, my mama and all this, they don't think like that. They're thinking irrational.
I tell you what, D-Nice didn't think it. Because remember when D-Nice got into that thing with those guys up in the projects over that girl and went and called Scott LaRock, and Scott LaRock came to his rescue and wound up dying because of it.
Damn.
He didn't think anything was going to happen to him like that.
Damn.
He just was thinking about his safety.
Right.
Yeah,
And Scott LaRock was probably the most certified, the most, thorough motherfucker that he knew.
Yeah.
So, we all had that go-to person. That motherfucker we going to call when, hey, man, shit getting thick. You should pull up.
We were talking about, their son, King, and I kind of liken it to my oldest daughter, Sydney, went through a lot of stuff. And I was just like you. It's like I want to pull her back. But the truth is, that thing that's in her got to play out.
Mm-hmm.
And I finally came to the acceptance that it's probably best for it to play out while she's younger and I'm still somewhat of an influence, than to try to protect her from it. And then when she's out there for real and I don't have
Absolutely.
It's hard.
But
very hard.
I feel like with girls and guys, at their age, it's just different. Because it's different because you're worrying about different
it
things.
is a different.
You know what I'm saying? For a guy, you worry about them going out getting killed, shot, or you know what I'm saying, something of that nature. Man. Versus, girls.
He got it in him. He gonna be fine.
These girls
if
too.
I could make it,
now sex trafficking. I'm like,
so it's
my daughter's in college. I'm like, are you gonna be walking down the street and just get snatched in a car? Like,
so
it's crazy.
Just different things that you have to worry about.
It is.
Man, no, but look, you don't worry about it. Like you trust in God.
Would you come on now?
You trust in God,